Welcome back to Another Thing. I'm Larry Menti. Religious cults right in our own backyard. They may preach volunteerism, but investigations, including one by the Today Show, charge that the World Mission Society Church of God frightens people into joining with predictions of doomsday and presses for big donations of money. One woman said the church in Ridgewood, New Jersey, made her stay there all the time, discouraging her from using the internet. She got out. Her husband didn't. Others said they were told not to have children. There are also Mission Society churches in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania, in Belleville, New Jersey, and New York City. Joining us with more now is cult expert Rick Ross, author of Cults Inside Out: How People Get In and How People Get Out. Sir, thank you so much. I appreciate you being here. Let's start with the very basics. You hear this word thrown around a lot. What is a cult?
Well, I think there is a core or nucleus for a definition of a destructive cult, which is, number one, and the single most salient feature, is a charismatic leader who is worshipped by the group, who becomes an object of worship and has no meaningful accountability. Number two, that the group has a process of coercive persuasion that engenders dependency upon that leader to make value judgments and breaks down their ability to critically and independently think. And it basically gives the group undue influence over their life. And then finally, that the leader and the group use that authority, that influence, to exploit and do harm or abuse members.
Let's talk specifically about this cult in New Jersey and in Jenkintown, Pennsylvania. Are they dangerous? Would you consider them dangerous?
Well, I don't consider the World Mission Society Church of God physically dangerous. I think they've caused relationships to break down, divorces. People have gone bankrupt because they've given the group too much money. But is the group violent? Is it stockpiling weapons? No.
We asked for a representative of the group to come in and defend themselves, and they turned us down. They did not want to be here. But is it something we should be concerned about? I hadn't even heard about them until that Today Show report.
Well, the World Mission Society Church of God's been in New Jersey for about 10 years. I live in New Jersey, and I began to hear about them over a decade ago. They came to Ridgewood, New Jersey originally, and now at their most latest conclave in the tri-state region, they had over 2,000 members.
Who is susceptible to cults?
I've seen people that are highly educated and people that are students that are recruited by these groups. So I think it could be anyone, and the key is being more informed, understanding that these groups exist, and their recruitment methods.
Let's expand this away from New Jersey and this one particular group and grow across the country, because there seems to be a fine line sometimes between what people consider religion and what people consider cults. And what I'm thinking about specifically is Scientology, which there are some people that devoutly believe in it. Is there a position taken on whether they are a cult or not?
Well, in my opinion, Scientology fits the core criteria that have been associated with a destructive cult. They have an absolute authoritarian leader, David Miscavige. Their original leader, L. Ron Hubbard, their founder, they really worshiped him, and he became an object of worship. They have a process of training, routines, of courses and such that I would liken to coercive persuasion or thought reform. And then finally, based on the documentaries that have been released, the testimony of former members, particularly people that were staffers in their full-time Sea organization, they were exploited, they were abused, they were basically taken advantage of. I started a database 20 years ago, which is incorporated as a 501c3 nonprofit here in New Jersey, and it's an online database called the Cult Education Institute at culteducation.com. And I would encourage people to really investigate before becoming involved in a group, before attending a seminar series or getting involved in training, because they could be getting involved in a group that has a history of controversy due to its bad behavior.
And wonderful. And we'll leave with that site and we'll have it up on the screen. Sir, thank you so much.
All right,
I appreciate you being here. Rick Ross is the author of Cults Inside and Out: How People Get In and How They Can Get Out. Appreciate you being here. When we come back, Dawn spoke with an author who's hoping that his family's tragedy in dealing with Alzheimer's helps others.